I'm excited today to have as our guest James Cluster, the owner of Sell More Mattresses, an advertising company that gets mattress sales leads in your Messenger account. We'll be discussing some of the things you can do on your meta platforms and how to nurture those leads when they come through. This is Level Up Business. I'm your host, Joe Clay, and we're here to help people like you increase sales now and accumulate the tools you need to play the long game. All right, so I'm excited today to be talking to James Cluster, the owner of Sell More Mattresses. It is an advertising firm, a marketing firm to get more customers in the door of your mattress store. And so, James, I just wanted to talk to you just a little bit and just kind of find out what your deal is, what you do, what the whole program is about.
Sure, sure. Well, thank you very much, Joseph, for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we've been working with mattress stores all around the country for about 5 years now, and we've got about 200 clients around the U.S. that we work with every single month, and our main form of generating the leads and generating the interest for people is to use Facebook and Instagram advertising. And basically, we're driving messages directly to someone's business page on Facebook, whether the source is Facebook or Instagram. All the messages are going to the business page on someone's Facebook. And so what our job is to do is we're trying to get people within typically 5 to 10 miles of your store. Can be obviously larger if you're in a smaller town or a more rural area, because we want to pull from as many people as we can get our hands on, basically. But we want to have as many in-market people who are looking for mattresses, of which there's anywhere between 3 to 7% at any given time that are in market and looking to replace their mattress based on data that we have from some of those bigger S brand companies and whatnot that have done the research. And so we're trying to get those people interested in your business, get them to message you, and then ultimately, get them in the door. We work with a lot of by appointment model stores, and there's a lot of different companies out there. But we also work with traditional retailers that have open hours and allow people to come in whenever. And really, the marketing works for either person. It's really just about setting up that communication and enticing somebody to come into your store through the messaging, at its core. So that's kind of us in a nutshell. We love working with mattress retailers, and it's been a really cool experience, and we're always working on new things. So yeah, so that's us. That's us.
Well, that's great, man. It's really awesome. Do you guys do any like Google? Do you do things like that
Yeah, great question.
as well?
Yeah, so so here's the thing about, there's a lot of things that you obviously can do for your business to get your name out there. Google being one of them. And with Google, there's kind of two sides to the equation. You can do SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is basically, I want to rank number one when somebody's searching for mattress in my town. And I want to be in that map section, and I want to be in those organic listings. That's search engine optimization. And then obviously there's buying Google advertising, and you want to get in those top listings or those bottom listings. We have done a lot of testing, and there's probably plenty of people out there that will disagree with me, but my job as an agency owner is, if I'm going to do one, sorry, let me back up. We have a really good track record with our clients in terms of getting a result. And therefore we also have a really long, road with most of our clients. Our average client stays with us for 14 and a half months. And that's an average client.
Nice.
That's not typical for an agency, because a lot of agencies, they're going to just kind of throw whatever at you. They'll say, oh, I can do TikTok ads, or I can do this. They don't necessarily know if they can do that for you. They just know it's a buzzword that's going to get your attention and convince you to work with them. And so if we test it and I can't see that, like, I'm able to generate a return or a meaningful return for you, then I'm not going to, offer it in my agency. I'm happy to advise on these things. I'm happy to give my opinion on these things. But for the testing that we have done, with both Google Ads and SEO. Even when we're getting somebody ranked up, or we're getting good placements of our ads on Google because we're bidding correctly and we're going after the right keywords, we ultimately have not seen it turn into business for somebody. So we don't see it necessarily turn into more phone calls. We don't see it turn into more people in the door. Again, there are people out there that will probably say, no, that's all I use is Google and it's great for me. That's awesome. More power to you. But for me, it's just not turned into something where I feel, confident about offering it to a client. Same goes for TikTok. There's definitely some things about it that can be really cool. And obviously there's a lot of eyeballs on the platform right now. The biggest issue with TikTok, well, there's two issues with TikTok. The biggest issue is that it's actually not available to use their advertising in quite a few like regional areas in the US. So, so for example, we have a client in Adrian, Michigan, and he was interested in TikTok ads. The nearest market where he could run them was Toledo, Ohio, which was almost an hour over the border from him. So it doesn't make
sense. Is that because of state laws and things like that?
I don't know if it's, that's a good question. I'm not sure if it's that, or maybe they just haven't set up the infrastructure to do it. I'm not really sure what the reason is, to be honest, but it's just not available everywhere. The second issue with TikTok, at least from an agency fulfilling on it kind of point of view, the content has to be refreshed almost weekly because TikTok moves so quickly. And so whereas, you can get a campaign on Facebook to run for a good month or even 45 days before it starts to kind of peter out, TikTok, you have to replace the content, which is video content, every single week. So, basically you have to go back to the client to someone like yourself and say, Joseph, I need another video this week, or, hey, I need 4 or 5 videos like ready to go so that we can, churn these out. So, just from a fulfillment side of things, it's a little bit chaotic, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do organically. I know a few mattress store owners that do organic content on TikTok and actually do pretty well. They get out there and get their name out there and whatnot.
Well, especially if they're shipping nationally.
Sure. Yeah. So,
hey, give me just 1 second. Yeah. I didn't put this thing on Do Not Disturb, and we're going to get interrupted quickly. Yeah. All right, we're back.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. TikTok. I don't know if the whole unavailability in certain regions has anything to do with this, but when I tried to advertise on TikTok, I realized that I could not advertise locally.
Yep.
And so that was an issue for me.
Yeah.
With TikTok. Besides just the fact that just personally, I don't really like the platform that much.
Sure.
But hey, man, I'm 45. What do you say?
It's not built for us. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You were talking about, some people are like, promoting Google and SEO and all of that. And then you pretty much tend to focus, I think, primarily upon Facebook and Instagram meta platforms. But maybe it's just because that meta is not necessarily their strength or whatever. In this case, I would say meta is your strength. That's what you specialize in. And
yeah, 100%. And one of the things that I think makes us unique with that is we have so much data built up after 5 years of working with all the stores that we have, because we worked with a lot of stores pre 2020 and whatnot. And so we just have so much data built up over what is a good customer from the Facebook side of things that we're constantly able to show Facebook like, hey, here's people coming in, they're spending this money, go find me more people like this. And so we're constantly giving them that data. So, it really, from a consistency standpoint, because that's a big issue too when you're doing the marketing. And that's one of the issues that, we've run into with clients that come to us who might say, I'm already doing my own Facebook marketing. But here's the problem. Like maybe I run my ads and 1 month, I get a really great lead cost. Maybe I'm getting leads for $3, but then I turn on a brand new campaign and suddenly my lead cost is $30 and I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so, that our job is like, hey, let's get you consistent lead costs so that every month you can have some predictability, because obviously, your business kind of starts over at the beginning of each month. Like you don't have recurring income. So you're looking at it going, well, am I going to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 like I did last month? Or
Yeah, exactly.
totally different. And so at least from the consistency of how many leads we can generate for you and getting the people that are in market, that you actually stand a chance, because you're like, hey, I got 200 leads last month. I can expect to get about 200 leads this month. And then, from there it's conversion and whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, when I reached out to you, you kind of turned me on to another form of advertising, which was Facebook Marketplace post.
Yeah.
That's kind of a controversial thing. There's a lot of people do not like to do it. On the other hand, I know a lot of people who do it consistently.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you basically told me let's do it 3 times a day, every day. The thing that I thought was very, very interesting was that before you and I ever had this conversation, I was doing it once a week. My second week in, okay, actually just one post per week on Thursday evening specifically, because that's what my buddy had told me, So that's what we're doing here. What this buddy tells me, what that friend tells me.
Yeah.
So so I did that, and the second post brought in a sale that was over $2,300.
Amazing.
So yeah, exactly. So if it's going to be that effective, how much more effective would it be if we were running these posts 3 times a day? So, that helps. And that was just something you told me about. And I thought it was interesting too, as well, that the post that I ran, when you looked at the headline, you said that's a title that I created. So a lot of this stuff obviously comes from you. And I don't know if you do a lot of, the appointment type franchise sort of things. They're not really my deal. I don't promote them, but I don't know. That might be, you might have connections with those. And I'm sure there are people that watch this channel also
Sure.
that are tied in with that, and they've signed the waiver, and they're in, neck deep. So, so they're going to have to stay there, I guess.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of opportunities out there. There's a lot, just like with anything, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. So,
yeah, right.
you can do, you can do it independently. You can run, and you can do it through a franchise, and you can get some of the benefits of that. And I think one of the biggest benefits of any of the franchises, I think, is obviously kind of the camaraderie with other people.
Oh yeah, right.
Being in the trenches with other people and being able to kind of roll off of that. So that's definitely good. Yeah. So in terms of marketplace, I know there's a lot of people that heavily rely on it for their business. Like it's one of the only things they do for their business.
Oh, wow.
And they'll do kind of a hybrid. They'll do free posts, they'll do organic posts, like, we talked about and that you've been doing. And then they'll also do boost, like they'll pay to boost those marketplace, ads through their personal profile. So, which is different than what we're doing with the business page. And I can maybe explain maybe more of the differences, but
yeah, I'd like that.
The thing with marketplace is I know there's good sales in there. Like you said, you did a post and then somebody came in and bought a $2,300 bed or $2,300 ticket with you. So it's not that there isn't good stuff out there. It's just there's a lot to weed through to get to that. And there's a couple of reasons why. The first reason is obviously Marketplace is designed to be a person to person and really like a neighbor to neighbor transaction portal, basically. So, hey,
Hmm.
Joseph, you've got a bench that you're not using anymore, and you're going to list it for $50, and I'm going to be interested in it. I'm going to come get it, maybe. So when you're a business owner and you have a legitimate business and you're putting that you've got these mattresses available, you have to convert somebody who has an expectation about, I'm going to get a used mattress from my neighbor, to I'm going to get a brand new mattress from this guy, and I've got to come into a store and I got to, um,
Yeah.
so you're already got to like kind of change what's going on in their mind. And that's the first part. The second part is that Facebook itself does not, in the last year and probably last 2 years, I think I've been kind of talking about this. Facebook has changed up a little bit the algorithm for marketplace specifically. So they originally, it was designed again like as a person to person, neighbor to neighbor portal. It has become
Hmm.
more of a drop shipping and in like US wide or even international like
Yeah.
transaction portal. And they're in, from an algorithm standpoint, like they're kind of trying to compete with Walmart and Amazon and be like, hey,
Well, they're monetizing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're not getting the same push that you were 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I talk to people all the time that are like, I used to put up one post and I get 100 messages when I woke up in the morning. You don't
Hmm.
see that anymore. Um, the one way to cut through that is kind of the strategy that I told you about, is doing like the 3 posts a day. And the way that we do the headlines, the way that we do the images to grab people's attention. Because typically what happens is you will see one or two of those go kind of viral a little bit, and one post might get 2,000 clicks on it, and it does get 40, 50 messages on that one post. And then you've got your others that are going to still, they're only going to get like 2 to 3 messages a day or something. But you might get that
Yeah.
one that's like, the image hits right, the headline hits right, and you posted it at the right time, and boom, like there's a lot of traction on it, and so you can pull from
Hmm.
it. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for you to field all those messages, especially when that probably 50% of those people are going to ghost you after your first response. Like we see these videos
That
all
may
the
be a low
time.
number.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it might be more like
Yeah.
75%. But you see those videos all the time on social media of like, is this still available? And then the person just like walks away as soon as you say yes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, this is ridiculous. Why did you even ask
Hmm.
me? Um, so yeah, there's that to contend with. But and then lastly, too, the thing for us as a company is, because it's dealing with your personal profile, and because those accounts do get shut down from time to time, and sometimes it's like it has
Hmm.
nothing to do with anything anybody does. It's like Facebook seems to like arbitrarily decide to shut an account down. Um,
Right.
it's tricky for us in that way too, because obviously, like, I don't want to come and say I can do this job for you and I can do this work for you, and then a week later I've gotten your personal profile shut down. Like, that's not going to look good for me. So
Hmm.
so yeah, we're a little hesitant on it, but again, I know you can obviously get good sales out of it. I know that there's some people that rely on it 100% for your business.
That's wild.
I
Yeah.
just like that, with the business page ads, you have more control. We have the ability, it's not going to mess with your personal profile. Um, and typically speaking, we don't see a lot of issues with accounts getting shut down.
Yeah.
There's been,
So tell us a little bit about the business page ads, because that's also very, very interesting to me. You know, it's I believe that it could be and should be really the bread and the butter of just door traffic, door swings, getting people in the door.
yeah, yeah. So with the business page ads, what we have typically seen from clients, especially clients that come from marketplace or relying a lot on marketplace, um, we see a higher average ticket on the purchases that come through the business page ads than the
That's great.
marketplace. We see more people do payment plans through the business page advertising than through marketplace. So there's definitely a quality a quality difference when you're dealing with a business page lead versus a marketplace lead. Um, and
It's a totally different customer.
yeah, well, and I mean the number one thing that's different is you have a lot of data from Facebook. When you're putting an ad on marketplace, you're not really relying on any data. You're relying on your ad to catch somebody's attention who happens to be looking for a mattress in marketplace.
Hmm.
With the business page ads, there's a whole level of data that we're applying to it, both from just targeting side of things, like demographic targeting, interest targeting, things like that we can do manually in the ad, and then also all of that built up data that we've given back to Facebook over the years. So Facebook's basically going out there knowing I'm trying to find that 3 to 7% who is in market right now and who has the money to spend. And now on top of that, you're targeting specific areas of town, you're targeting specific age demographics, gender demographics
Yeah.
are going to convert more. And so you can do those things with a business page ads. You can't do that with marketplace. So it's you're dealing with less people, and you're dealing with a higher conversion of the people that you're getting. So you're not weeding through 100 leads, 75 of which want nothing to do with you and are going to disappear.
Hmm.
You might be going through 30 leads, half of which are very interested in coming in right now. And so it's less headache for you, it's higher conversion, and then obviously again what happens in the door, when somebody actually gets in the door. And that's what we
Yeah.
typically see across the board when somebody jumps in and starts working with us. So
We the other day when I talked to you, uh, we also talked about something that I called geofencing, I think,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
or basically location specific advertisement.
mm-hmm.
Um, Not just, large areas, but my idea was, hey, I'm sitting right in front of a Walmart with a large semi tractor trailer parking lot.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm on the interstate, so I have a lot of that kind of traffic around here. I have some uh, truck stops. So, can we geofence around truck stops? Then I also asked the question, which, I'd like you to talk about as well. Not only, what we do and what you're capable of, what your company is capable of, but also kind of go into a little bit of your concept of maybe the ethics on geofencing around your competitors. I've got a rent to own place just a quarter of a mile from me, and then about 4 or 5 miles down the road, there's a location with a few little furniture stores that sell mattresses as well. And of course, I have no ethics. I only want the bottom line, right? No, no, we all want to be good. We all want to be good
Yeah.
neighbors,
Sure.
really,
Sure.
in the long run. But kind of give me an idea, a little rundown of how you see that, what you're capable of as far as Sell More Mattresses capable of
Yeah.
doing with geofencing.
Yeah, great question. And then just so I got about 10 minutes left, and then we're actually
Hmm.
doing our power hour with our clients, so I have to jump onto that. But
Cool. All right.
I do appreciate the opportunity to come and chat with you.
Yeah.
So regarding geofencing, like first off, like I guess we can start with the ethics of it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like everybody wants to make money, everybody wants to do well with their business. There's some of your competitors they're not even advertising in this way, like period. They're not even running
This is
Facebook
true.
ads, they're not even running marketplace. They might still be trying to do like newspaper or radio because they've been doing this for a long time, and like that's just what they know.
Hmm.
um and that's okay. But what I would say is, like, obviously most things have moved to digital, most things have moved to social media. So if you're not doing social media advertising, or if your social media advertising is not getting you results or getting you a return, then you should definitely look into some other options that are out there, because there are things that that you can track and measure and see, like, are
Right.
getting you a result. So that's important. I again, with 3 to 7% of the population at any given time looking for a mattress, the chances of
Hmm.
one individual store being able to fulfill on that need in their town are actually very small, because even with a small town, we're talking about probably 500 to 700 transactions a month, potential. No one store can do 500 to 700 transactions per month, at least from what I have seen
Yeah.
from our experience. Maybe if you're a decent sized retailer with like 4 or 5 salespeople and you've got 40, 60, 70 models on the floor and your mattress focus, maybe you could do 500 transactions, but I kind of doubt it. I certainly have not worked with anybody that does that many transactions.
That would be amazing.
Um,
How about that?
so yeah,
Yeah.
so like if there's 3, 4 stores in town, everybody can probably have a piece of the pie and do pretty well. Um, so in terms of targeting, and in terms of doing like geofencing regarding your competitor, I think the only thing that you want to do if you're going to do marketing like that, I don't think you necessarily want to call out the competitor in any way, like with your copy. You don't want to like throw stones
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, were you just in so and so shop? They suck. They've got bed bugs or whatever. Any of that nasty stuff."
Right.
All you should do is like kind of promote who you are, why you might be
Exactly.
different, what you're bringing to the table as a business. And then if you're putting that and you're geofencing that around a competitor, I don't think that's such a bad thing. Like people are going to shop around, people are looking for options. So if you're simply just putting a message out that says, I'm Joseph, I've got great beds, I give a good customer service, I've got 100 5-star reviews, whatever it is that you feel like you can bring to the table, and you focus that as
Hmm.
your message, I think that that's fine to do. I don't really think that that's
Okay.
it's not nasty. So, but you brought up, and you brought this up when we talked the other day. The other thing that's really cool about geofencing is like actually trying to target a group of customers that are could be a good customer for you,
Hmm.
just by their location. So, like a lot of towns, they have a big plant, maybe they have some big business that employs a lot of people. I was just talking to a client in who's outside of Fargo yesterday, and he said that they have a big, can't remember what the company was, but they have a big plant. It employs like 25,000 people. He's like, maybe I could,
Wow.
put an ad around that. I was like, yeah, you absolutely could. And then you can call out the specific audience too with that ad and say, hey, employees
Hmm.
of, or in your case, like, hey, truckers, are you going down the whatever your high, what was it, 40?
40.
Yeah. Like going down the 40, you need a better bed. I've got mattresses available, or like that Walmart, distribution center that you said you got, hey, are you driving for Walmart? You need a better night's sleep. Like,
Hmm.
come on to Joseph's store. Like that kind of messaging is really cool. And you can do a lot of fun things with that, because you can also do offers for those people. You can specifically say, if you're a trucker, you're driving down the I-40, I want to give you $50 off to get a better night's sleep. Come get a mattress from me, or come get what have you. Or, again, if you're a plant, hey, we really appreciate the business. We really appreciate that, you guys are in town and that you're building the local economy. If you work for this company, come in, let us know. We're going to give you $100 off a mattress today, or we're going to give you 2 pillows,
Nice.
or we're going to,
Hmm.
you could do a lot of things around that. So that's a really cool thing that you can do with the geofencing.
Hmm.
And yeah, I like that. So
Yeah. And I know you got to run, but I do want to ask you another very important question.
please.
When it comes to marketing, advertising, betting, whatever it may be, I'm sure there's something there that you are passionate about. There's a message that you feel like needs to be promoted in our industry, and I just want to give you an opportunity to get that out to us, because I think that every one of us needs to hear specifically what other experts in our industry are passionate about.
Um, that is a great question, and I appreciate that. I think the number one thing I could tell people is follow up with your leads.
Nice.
Do not be afraid to follow up with somebody and make sure that you're having a genuine connection. We see people a lot, like, and I understand, like, I really do understand that, it can get tiring dealing with a lot of people messaging you, a lot of people ghosting you, a lot of people don't convert.
Hmm.
I absolutely get it. Like, and if you've been doing this for, any length of time, it can get, you can feel a little, uh, crappy, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
right.
feel so good at the end of the day. Um,
It's true.
but every day is a new day, and there's so much of this honestly comes back to dating. It's like when you walk into a room and you're interested in somebody, like, you can't carry the baggage of whatever that last relationship was into that new communication. And I
No
feel like
doubt. That's good. That's good.
a lot of people do that. Like,
Hmm.
maybe they had a really bad interaction with somebody, either from, like, the person was just annoying, or maybe even the person was nasty, like they were just outright
Hmm.
nasty. That obviously happens because everybody's human. There's a lot of humans out there.
Yeah,
Some of them are
yeah.
not so nice. But if you
This is
take that
true.
into the next communication, like, you're already starting off in a bad place. So if you're short with the person, if
Hmm.
you're like, yeah, I got those, well, you can come in, I don't care, whatever, then you're not going to get a sale, and you're not going to get a good sale. And you have to treat, like, every person like it could be the person you marry. Like, I don't know. So it could be the person that you sell a $5,000 mattress to, if you treat them that way. If you treat it like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just another person clickety clack on the keyboard, then yeah, you're not going to build the business you want. You're not going
Hmm.
to get those customers you want. You're not going to get the good customers. You're not going to get people that leave the good reviews and refer lots of business. um, so yeah, like, that's probably the number one thing. The number two thing, kind of segueing off of that, is you also need to treat every person that might come into your store, whether they want an RV mattress or a twin mattress for their kid or a king size mattress. That one person could give you tons of other business if you treat them right,
Oh,
and
there.
if you
Yeah.
do right by them. A lot of people are
You
like,
really never know.
no, I don't even want somebody that comes in wanting a twin. I don't even want to talk to them. I'm going to just tell them I don't have
Hmm.
them. Like, I don't want that person in the door. That person coming in your door, first off, somebody the other day had a almost $4,000 transaction off of somebody that came in wanting a twin. They got in there. They ended up wanting a
Nice.
king and a queen and a twin while they were there, and they bought almost
Yeah.
$4,000. So you never know when that's going to happen. And secondly, to that, if you come in and you treat that person buying a twin like they're the person buying a king, guess what? They're sending mom, they're sending their neighbor, they're telling their friends about you.
Mm.
They're going to review you. That one transaction can turn into so much extra business for you. And so
Yes.
you got to treat it that way. And there's definitely people, we work with people from time to time, and it's like, you don't treat people that way at all. Like,
I
you treat every single
agree.
person like this is a burden on you, or you're doing them
I
a
agree.
favor. So, yeah, like, just
Make a relationship
make a
out of it. It's
relationship,
not just a
keep an open
sale.
mind, like, just,
Hmm.
and again, just don't pull the baggage. Like, I know, like, look, like, we deal with mattress store owners every day. There's plenty of people that ghost me or never talk to me again, or
Oh yeah,
watch it, it,
right.
like, and it's fine. Like,
This is true.
it's just human beings, and it's the nature of being
Yeah,
on social media. I can't,
yeah.
but I can't take that into my next. I have to assume that the next mattress store owner I talk to is going to be the best one I ever talked to. Is going to be my favorite
Oh, that's
person.
great.
And so, yeah, like, that's how you need to run it.
Well, I feel like you've definitely. I've had that experience with you.
Oh, well, thank
I
you.
really do. I
Thank you.
feel like you've treated me just like that. So, and I appreciate that. A lot of folks on Mattress Industry Network, our Facebook group, are using you. And so when I saw your ad, I reached out to them and just asked them, and that's why I reached out
Awesome.
to you eventually, is because they gave me a good report and all that, and I really appreciate that. So I'm excited. If anybody watching this video wants to get in contact with you, what can they do to reach out to you?
Yeah. So, I'll give you my office line. People can call me or text me. It's eight
Okay.
one three 445 5135. That's my office line. You can also email me at james@movemoremattresses.com. I know we're Sell More
Okay.
Mattresses, but that's our domain that we
Mhm.
have. So it's James
All
at
right.
movemoremattresses.com. So yeah, you can email me there or hit me up. And yeah,
Cool.
I love talking to people. So, you know,
That's great.
always
Well, I
happy to help.
appreciate it, man. I feel like it's been a very productive 35 or so minutes
Amazing.
today, and it's been great. It's been great, and I want to thank you for allowing us to have the information we have, and hopefully somebody will reach out to you, and their business will grow. Love to see people coming out of this really, really bad, dark time that we've had over the last year, year and a half
Yeah.
or so, and really make a lot more sales and their businesses grow, do
Same.
well.
Same.
And good luck to you,
Thank
James,
you.
in all of your endeavors as well. Hope you have a lot of growth with Sell More Mattresses and Sell More Mattress stores. All
That's
right.
right. That's right.
All
Thank you
right.
so much,
Yes,
Joseph.
sir.
I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Yes, sir. Have a great
You
weekend.
too. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.